Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about what my least favorite symptom to deal with is. Now, they're all bad, but I want to specifically talk about which symptom I think makes IIH the worst. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. IIH is short for idiopathic intracranial hypertension. In short, in IIH, there's an increased intracranial pressure without a known cause. IIH is known by two older names, pseudotumor cerebri and benign intracranial hypertension. Living with IIH is very hard to explain to others, as it can be hard to tell when I'm not feeling well. My hope is that through these videos we can learn together and help make relationships better through a better understanding. I also hope to provide people living with IIH a community so they never feel like they are alone with this condition. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon. So I've talked a lot about different symptoms that I've experienced. I will actually link a playlist above. I'm actually really far behind on managing my playlists on YouTube. There's been just so much going on lately, and it's kind of taken a back seat. So I need to do a lot of maintenance on my YouTube channel. So bear with me on that. I'm going to get to it eventually, I promise. It's just taking a while to get to it, but I'm hoping to get to it soon so that I can have an updated playlist and all of that for you guys. But I do have a playlist of the symptoms that I've talked about last year. Today I want to talk about what I think makes IIH the worst. So like what symptom I find the hardest to deal with. And honestly, there's a lot of symptoms that are tied when talking about this issue. There's just so much about each symptom that can make it really difficult to deal with. So, for example, the headaches, it feels like your head is going to give birth to your brain, basically. And then there's the neck pain, which it's almost like a stiffness more than it is anything. Like my neck gets really sore, but it's almost a stiffness. It's very strange, and honestly sometimes it gets so tight. So it's maybe almost a neck tightness what it is. But it gets so tight that it honestly makes me nauseous sometimes. When I had the double vision, because it's been a while since I had the double vision, my vision's actually really good. If that comes back, that's a really annoying symptom because you're constantly fighting it and it's constantly something that you're having to deal with. But it's not physically painful like what the headaches or the neck tightness is. I honestly get a lot of body pain too, so my back will sometimes hurt, my legs will sometimes hurt. I've had my arms hurt during some of these really bad flare-ups that I've noticed, and honestly they can be just as painful because it can be very hard to get comfortable. So I often have stated that I like to go to bed and lie down, but it can be very hard to be comfortable when your body's hurting all over the place. So that's kind of where that gets difficult. So the ringing in the ears or hearing the heartbeat is more annoying than it is anything. So it's not that it's physically painful, it's just that it's more annoying than anything. The one thing that I should emphasize with the pulsing in my ears is that the symptom is often accompanied by a very severe headache at the same time. I'm often in severe pain when I have this symptom. I actually have my sound really turned up when I'm doing my meditation in the morning because there's actually a white noise sound that is audible when the timer's actually going. So I actually have that turned up. I sleep with a fan in the summer and winter because of the white noise. I miss the days when I could have complete silence. So each of these symptoms kind of have their each own unique umbrella, I guess, of where they're really annoying. But I think the ones that are the hardest to deal with are the ones that cause the pain. So the ones that result in the pain in particular are probably the hardest ones to deal with. And it's because when you're in a lot of pain, it's hard to think about anything else but the pain. So I don't think people realize that. And as you can tell when I'm talking about this, IIH is not just the headache, which I've talked about. It's everything else that comes along with it. Like there's so many symptoms that you can get at once that is very, very difficult to deal with. I think they're all to a point where they're really in their own category for different reasons. So I wonder if you were expecting me to say that, but I really think each of them have their own category of cons, basically. So they each have their own negative aspects to it. The headaches, though, do get really, really bad. And often, too, like these symptoms, at least for me, they don't come like just getting a headache or just getting back pain or just getting arm pain or just leg pain. They'll come and they'll flood all at once. So it seems to be that it's kind of a bulk of everything on top of one another, each at the same time, basically, is kind of my best way of describing that. I guess let me know in the comments down below if there's a particular symptom that you guys have that you think is the worst to deal with. I would have to say, if I had to pick between everything that causes pain, it would probably be the headaches, because there's not anything that we can do to take for the headaches. It's a very close tie, though, for me between the neck being really, really tight. I find that when the neck gets really, really tight, it's very, very hard for me to ignore it. Just let me know if you guys have a particular symptom that is the worst one in your opinion to deal with. I think it's really interesting to hear everybody's opinion on this, because I think it varies between everybody and what symptoms you actually experience. Like there's so many symptoms that you can experience with IIH, and not all of us have all of them. So it's interesting to hear other people's opinion on it. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to add to the video, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.